This is the biggest pothole in Los Angeles, and these are the cheapest replica wheels we could find. Today, we're gonna be finding out if cheap knockoff car parts are as dangerous as people say. Oh yeah!
Justin, if you're ready, hit it.
Oh God!
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh! Oh!
Big thanks to Valvoline for sponsoring today's video.
Yep, I think I found your problem.
Hey there, donut boys. That engine looks stuffed to the rafters with cheap motor oil.
You got that right, Dr. John Ellis. I keep telling the kid that cheap motor oil can cause a lot of damage, like excessive wear from poor lubrication or even seizing your engine from sludge like this.
Okay, but where do you expect me to find a motor oil with high quality lubrication to reduce friction plus prevent a sludgy buildup?
Say no more, cheap oil man.
Hey, don't call me cheap oil man. Who is this guy? Does he like live here?
Oh, he's the founder of Valvoline, you know, America's first motor oil. He just showed up one day randomly and...
Behold, the all-new Valvoline Extended Protection Full Synthetic Motor Oil, AKA our best oil ever. It's got 50% better wear protection than industry standards, and it's 10 times stronger against oil breakdown. Valvoline's newest formula offers ultimate protection designed to extend the life of your engine.
What more do you expect from the people who've been innovating America's automotive history since the beginning?
Do your engine a favor and use Valvoline, the original motor oil. To learn more, check out valvoline.com or just click the link below.
Do you guys smell something burning?
Oh no, my beef steaks.
The first products we're gonna be looking at today are steering wheels. Now, one of these steering wheels is a legit Nardi wheel, and one is a knockoff replica Nardi wheel. Now, they might look pretty dang identical, but one of them costs 350 bucks and one of them costs 35. And honestly, at a quick, hard look, I can tell which one's which. But let's run around the office and see if any of my coworkers can tell the difference. Jimmy! 10 seconds, real or fake?
Fake.
All right, that was quick. 10 seconds, real or fake, real or fake, real or fake?
Real.
All right, Joey, 10 seconds. Real or fake?
This one's real.
Real or fake? Which one's which? Don't look at each other.
I'm not allowed to look at his?
Can I switch with him?
Time's up.
So most of my coworkers were able to tell the difference between the real versus fake steering wheel, but looks aren't what we're here to test. The biggest concern with fake products is safety. The expensive Nardi steering wheel comes from a reputable brand with quality standards. The cheap one, on the other hand, is a mystery. It's stamped made in Italy, but I don't know if I believe that.
Made in Italy is really funny. It's like anyone can put made in Italy.
The last thing you want is your steering wheel collapsing in a car crash. Could cheaping out on a counterfeit steering wheel put your life in danger? To find out, we installed it in our Cabrio, and we're gonna see what it takes to bend each of these wheels. We're starting out with the real Nardi wheel. I'm gonna see if I have the guts to bend this thing. I mean, you know, sometimes when you're driving, you like to lean way back sometimes. That's pretty strong. But sometimes when you're driving, you start leaning forward, like this. Hey, Justin.
Yo.
I need some muscles, man. Help me out. Push, push, push. Oh, yeah. Good Lord. Is this a Tesla? Dude, that's a sweet wheel. Good Lord. Scale of 1 to 10.
Once I started pushing, that bent very quickly.
Well, maybe that's because you're insanely strong. No, honestly, I'm surprised you were able to break that easy. I was really pushing on that, and to no effect. But I would say it did take some effort. Let's put the cheap wheel on and see if it's any easier to break or if we just find the same results. Okay, now we've got our $35 knockoff Nardi wheel on the car, and I'm gonna see if it's any easier to bend or break. The last one did break, but it didn't really bend. Oh. Well, that's kind of cool. It's like reverse corn, Jimmy. Back to regular corn. Well, that seems a little bit worse.
You didn't even need my help.
I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's not really put together very well. So it's pretty clear to me, pretty obvious that this knockoff wheel is not a chiller. It's a straight up killer. The next product we're gonna be testing is these real Sparco gloves versus these fake ones.
I want these gloves and I'm pissed that we're gonna probably destroy them for this video. Just the feel of the real ones is so much more comfortable than these fake ones.
And they feel thicker, just more protective.
And that's because the real ones have external stitching around the fingers and everything.
Yeah, they almost look inside out. Also, it's worth noting that this is a medium, fits my hand pretty good. This is a large, and it's way too small.
There's a tag that tells you what it's made of, but there's no safety tag.
Right.
Whereas on the Sparcos, there's an FIA compliance, but also an SFI tag as well for the US safety compliance. Fun fact, SFI doesn't stand for anything.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know. I don't know what's going on there, but they do stand for safety.
That's a good point. And yeah, I guess so they probably fire test these gloves and stuff. These, I mean, we've seen in the past, we tested a Sparco racing suit that was a fake
one.
Yeah.
All right, we have a ballistic gel hand complete with bones, which is a little unsettling.
It's a thick little
hand. It's a very thick ball.
I don't know if our gloves are gonna fit that meaty thing.
Yeah, we're gonna put our glove on this cool hand right here and see what happens.
All right, I think we're gonna at least have to cut off the thumb to try to get this glove in here. All right, well, the good news about these gloves is that the material is the same throughout. So we can't quite get the fingers up into the finger slots, but it's inside of the glove. So we'll just torch it down here, see what happens.
Let's do it.
Our real Sparco gloves are made out of a material called Nomex, a flame-resistant fiber that doesn't melt or combust. The SFI rating means that these should withstand fire for 12 seconds before the driver would get a second-degree burn, giving them enough time to escape a flaming vehicle. Our fake gloves claim to be fire-resistant, but there's only one way to find out, by lighting them both on fire.
All right, so up first we have our real Sparco glove. Let's see how this thing does.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's burning through way fast. That would hurt.
It's definitely a little crispy. Yeah, this thing might have just become one with the glove. Oh, it's wet and gross. Okay. And the tips are a little melty. Okay, we got a little soft, so your skin would be a little bit boiled.
Yeah, let's let that cool off a little bit. Doesn't look like it went completely through. I mean, the first layer definitely got damaged pretty bad. That looks pretty thin right there, but nothing burned completely. So let's give that other glove a shot.
Yeah, I have a feeling the fake glove is gonna do a lot worse.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh no.
Oh boy, she's going up!
Yeah, boy.
And stop!
Okay.
It's on fire!
All right, yeah.
It's not supposed to catch on fire.
No.
Marshall! Oh, thanks, man.
Okay, as you can see, the glove burned through all the way to the hands.
We got melted skin, bones are coming out.
Turn the skin to jelly. Oh wow. Turn the skin to jelly.
Yeah. You couldn't see through the other glove.
No, you could not.
Most of this glove is now gone. All right, so to our earlier question, are these gloves chillers or are they killers?
I mean, I think they're killers.
I think they're killers.
Caught on fire.
Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about one of the more likely things you are to actually buy in terms of replica stuff. Wheels. All right, up next, we're looking at some real wheels versus some replica wheels. They look very similar, but they couldn't be more different. Just like us. These are Volk TE37s. They're a forged wheel and they cost about $3,000 a set, or about $750 a piece. These are MST's MT01 and they do look similar. They cost about $900 a set, which is about 225 bucks a piece. So a lot cheaper than these.
A lot.
Now, they do look pretty similar, but that's where the similarities really end. These are forged, which means they start out as a solid billet of steel, really in this case, aluminum alloy, and then that is like pulverized and pressed into the final shape, which gives you a really tight grain structure and a lot of strength. But these are not forged to their detriment. These cheap wheels are gravity cast.
Well,
yeah, they just dump hot metal in. They're like, okay, good. So the density of the grain structure is going to be a lot lower, and there's a lot more chance of like a gap or a bubble in the spoke.
Pocket,
yeah, and having some unsuspected weakness in the wheel, so to speak. Okay, and because these wheels are made differently, that means they're going to weigh differently. So let's find out.
23.2 pounds.
23.2 pounds.
Wow. This doesn't feel like 23.2.
What do you guess? 18.1?
I'm gonna say over, dude.
Over?
No.
Heavier than these?
Yeah.
Could be.
18.8
Oh,
pounds.
way off.
Very close. I wouldn't be using these cheap wheels for like a track-built car, but if you're just rolling around, you want to look cool, I get it.
I get it. Driving around town, having stylish wheels in your car, that's nice enough, but we're here for safety, Job.
We're gonna find out if they're worth carrying some precious cargo. Like what if you got your kid, Jarvis, in the backseat of your Cabrio? We but you sure wouldn't want to get any blood on their brand new Donut Media t-shirt that they got at donutmedia.com, would you? Meet me on the roof, Nolan.
I have to go on the
You
roof.
take the back way, I'm gonna go up the normal way.
Okay.
Okay, so here we got a little test rigged up. We're gonna drop these wheels off the roof. We got a pulley up there, and we're just gonna have them tied to this rope so that they can kind of come down repeatably. I want them to hit nice and flat. I want them to both hit the same. And furthermore, we're gonna try to hit in between a spoke so that we're not going straight spoke to ground. We want to give it the best chance to bend. That makes sense? Okay, without further ado, we have a Volk TE37 up on the roof. We're about to drop it on the ground, see what happens. Nolan, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, drop that wheel.
That was painful.
A little bit of me died.
Sorry, Jimmy. Looks pretty dang good. We got a slight little flat spot there
yeah.
on both sides. Looks like it hit pretty good and square.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still drivable, no doubt.
Totally.
It's also definitely fixable. You know, wheels can be straightened out, and that's a pretty slight dent. Probably enough to cause a little bit of a vibration. Not too bad. All right, the Volk handled our drop test pretty well. Now it's time to see how the MST knockoff does. You ready, Nolan?
Yeah. 3,
2, 1, drop that wheel! Oh! Way bigger dent. Way bigger dent. That might not hold air. At least it's gonna feel pretty weird in your butt.
Holy, in my butt.
After dropping them, we put both wheels on our wheel balancer, and as you can see, the real TE37 is still in relatively good shape. But our fake wheel is gonna be a rough ride and probably wouldn't even hold air. But let's be honest, you're never gonna drop your wheels off of a roof. So we wanted to test these on the streets in a real situation, a big fat pothole. And lucky for us, finding potholes is easy. We found a website that lets people report roadside issues, and there are a ton of potholes in LA. We checked out a bunch of them and found the biggest one we could. All right, so first Justin's gonna drive over the pothole with our real Volk TE37 at the speed limit. Dealt with it pretty good from what I can see. Now let's see about those replicas. And then we realized our big problem. The tires on our car were too fat and the pothole just wasn't deep enough to do any damage. So we went back to the drawing board and came up with a better way of damaging wheels. Driving straight over a fat old curb. All right, so what we're doing here, we're obviously gonna run over these parking blocks, but we wanted to line this up so that we hit in between spokes. That's gonna be the weakest area of a wheel. If we hit directly to the spoke, you know, it's a little bit stronger there. So we wanna give these things the best chance of braking without having to go too crazy fast. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my God! Oh my God! Ate it right up. Let's go see how the wheel fared. This is the Volk TE37, the real wheel. And I don't see a lick of damage on this wheel. We were aimed at this area right here. You can see the paint got a little bit messed up here, but I don't see a dent.
Wow.
And it still seems to be holding air. That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
Dang, took a chunk out of the parking block itself. That must be a strong wheel. And we decided to hit it one more time, just for good measure. Science. Justin, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh God. Oh sweet Jesus.
Oh.
GoPros!
No pros! No pros!
I think I hit 30 on that one.
Okay, we got a little bit of a bend right here on Made in Japan, right in between the spokes. That was a hard hit. To only do that, that's pretty freaking impressive. Now I kind of want to see how the cheap wheels hold up. Okay, we've got the replica wheel installed and we're gonna go through the test again. Okay, Justin, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Woo! The suspension on this car has taken a beating, but it just keeps eating. Chrysler, you did a great job.
Jarvis took a hit.
Jarvis lost their hair. Looks like it did pretty well. We came a little bit close to a spoke, but I think if we crank the speed up and do it again, we'll see some damage. There's definitely some suspension components that are in the process of breaking. I'll be impressed if we get to drive this thing back to the shop. All right, Justin, 3, 2, 1, go! Oh God. Oh! Oh! Well, we got a new dent, and it's definitely worse than the other one. So now we have two pretty significant dents. And that honestly is pretty close to the spoke too, but it's still dented like crazy. Yeah, still holding air, so that's great. But, you know, definitely not as strong as the rear wheel.
No, no.
All right, well, it looks like the fake wheel did hold up. It won't necessarily kill you, even though it's not quite as strong as the real wheel.
Yeah.
But you know what they say? With strength comes safety.
That is what they say, Joe.
They say it all the time.
Hey, if you want to win this legit Volk Racing TE37 signed by all the donut hosts
and slightly used,
hit that join button down below. We're going to be giving it away to one lucky Donut Underground member. Join today.
If you like seeing us destroy stuff, check out this video.